super tight, it's really hard for him to pull that out. And it helps remind me to keep my hand in that pocket the entire time that I'm doing this arm bar, okay? So if I keep this hand here, I control his elbow. You always hear people say, when you're doing an arm bar, make sure their thumb is up, make sure their thumb is up. Where the cool thing is if I'm controlling his elbow really well, and he can't turn his elbow, it doesn't matter which way his thumb is pointing. So as long as I have that elbow, and I've got it controlled really well, it's making his elbow stay down, then I don't care which way his thumb really goes, okay? So I like this pocket grip a lot. But step one will be to grab the pocket, the wrist, and pull it forward, okay? I'm breaking his posture, and I'm gonna pull it a little bit across. Now, I tell kids to pull it across, and they sometimes give me this. That's not what I want. I wanna pull almost just to my center line, okay? Just a little bit across my center, okay? Does that make sense? Now, the next thing I do is put my foot on his hip. Now, eventually, step one and step two can become one move, okay? But for now, I want you to get used to going 1, 2, just so you get used to making that its own step, okay? Now, what I want with this knee is, it has to block him from pulling his arm out. If I keep it here and loose, even though I got my foot on his hip, he can pull his elbow back and get out of this sometimes. But if I block it with my knee, now when he tries to pull back, see, it's got nowhere to go. It's tight and snugged up in there, so it's helping me with the grip. So Mario is bigger and stronger than I am, and so he would probably be able to pull his arm back. So now I've got 2 hands and a leg fighting his arm, okay? So we go 1, 2, step 3 is gonna be to grab this extra material. Who remembers what we call that? The heat back, because it's kind of like just a big fatty piece. Have you ever seen like a Shar-Pei puppy that has all the wrinkles and stuff? We're just gonna grab all that extra fat, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3. Now step 4, I'm gonna kick, shave, and turn, okay? Now there's 3 things going on there. I'm kicking upward, I'm kicking myself sideways, and it looks like I'm shaving his back when I do it, like my leg is shaving upwards, because as I kick and turn, it goes up his back. I want you to be able to see in his ear, okay? So like for him, I can read that calendar on the other side, because there's nothing in between. Just kidding. And then from here, I bring my leg around over his head. Now I want your feet to touch, but not crisscross, okay? If my feet crisscross and he tries to push really hard, my knees to my nose, stack me up and get my knees toward my face. It's like my legs are braided together. It's hard for me to get out of that now. But if they're just touching, I can start applying independent pressure, and he can't do that, okay? Or it's harder for him to do that, I should say. Then the last thing I do is come off of the gi pad, grab the thumb. Now, for good habit, I still want you to try to get thumb up, but you don't have to, okay? But stay in good habits, because it works for no gi as well. And then when I bridge up, you get the arm, okay? So that's all 6 counts. So I'll talk a little bit less this one and go through it. 1, grab and pull. 2, step on the hip and block the elbow. 3, grab the gi back. 4, kick, shave, and turn. 5, loop the leg. Notice how it's behind my knee. 6, let go of the gi fat, grab the wrist, thumb up, and bridge, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now again, like I said, eventually it becomes faster, okay, to where it's almost one motion. So I know it seems like a lot of steps now, but eventually it will just flow, okay? So what's the first thing I do? Yeah, make a pocket grip. Make sure it's your cross hand that's grabbing the pocket. So not here, here, okay? Then what do? Then what's step 2? What's step 3? What's step 4? What's step 5? What's step 6? What do I gotta do before I bridge though? Grab the wrist and thumb what direction?
Up.
Good. Okay. Everybody good there? Cool. And